Alright, everybody. We are now live on both YouTube and Twitch. I'm just getting my chat back up here on screen. So we're going to head to the coast today. We should be pretty much ready to go. But let's get going. And we got Cat Cam. You decided to join me here. Yeah, that's right. She's being a sweetheart. She had a terrible sneezing fit earlier, though. My goodness. It went on for like 2 or 3 minutes there. She was just like sneezing like crazy. It shocked my wife and I. Alright, let's see here. Good. So we did fix our pickaxe last time. That's the thing I couldn't remember. We got a bunch of food. We got our storage vessel. Let's check our campfire real quick. Nothing going on there. Nothing going on there. And we got, let's see here, what's this? That's mushroom soup, and that's chamomile tea. And we got chamomile tea, so we got like 1.5 chamomile tea, 2 water, and 1 and like 2/3 mushroom soup. Fantastic. So we're actually pretty good. Now I'm tempted to take this fish trap with me. Don't know that I really need the shovel. I will take the spear. Let's see here. I got sandstone chunk. I only need 1 of those, really. Got a flint piece. I have a hammer, so I don't need a small rock. Alright, but I think we're about as good as we're going to get to go. Let's see here. Actually, that was something I wanted to check real quick. Campfire. Alright, and I got my bowl. Good. And let's check in here. Nothing there. Cool. This one. Here we go. This is what I wanted. I wanted our rabbit. And our sausage. Oh, this sausage is kind of rough on the Blight. That's what you get for not using good quality meat there. Let's see here. What about this guy? Nothing there. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to eat this rabbit real quick. It's going to increase our Blight just a little bit, but it's going to give us some extra stamina regen for the journey here. Yeah, there you go. Our food's nice and filled up now. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to take our spotted mushroom soup here. We got how much Blight right now? We got 9. So let's fill our clay bowl with, say, 50 milliliters. Yeah, and that'll give us 16 minutes, which should be more than enough. So let's just drink all of that. That's going to get us, well, actually, what we'll also do here real quick is we'll also go ahead and do our chamomile tea with 41. We'll just do 41 because we don't need it to be perfect. And even 50 and 50 here, it'll be fine. Drink all. There we go. Alright, perfect. There we go. Let me get this out of my hand. Alright, now, map-wise, let's figure out our route here. So there's our old raft. So I figure what we'll do is we'll come down here past our iron mine, cut across here, and then we'll just cut straight across. I'm going to aim for this area up here and see if that bridge isn't blighted. If that bridge isn't blighted, we'll take it across. But let's get going. I hope everybody out there's having a good day, by the way. Oh, I should water my crops real quick before I go. Gonna water the crops really quick. And let's see here. We'll water the ginseng. Nope, not that. Let's water this one. Water that one. Water that one. Just gonna top everybody off here. There we go. That way the crops keep growing. We don't want them to not grow right now. Especially like this garlic and stuff. There we go. Alright, that's all good. Now we can just put that down. Alright, now let's get on our journey here. I should equip a spear, just in case. Especially because we might have to fight that bear. I hope we don't have to fight that bear. But all of our tools are in good shape. Now we just gotta head on. Alright. So we've made it past Mr. Bear. We might have to make a new spear, I think, here at some point. That's alright. It won't take us long to do so if we need to. And actually, what I might do is we're going to grab some small stones on the way there just to make our life easier. So we've got them. We're going to use these small stones to make a campfire, basically, at our target destination here. There we go. Alright. I'm not going to grab any large sticks or anything like that, because while I will want some once we get there. General Efficiency, how you doing, man? You doing good? And no, we don't have any shrimp in this, but I do have wolves, which I need to avoid like the plague right now. Doing good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Right now, I'm trying to get through this forest here, because we're going to the coast. We're going to go sailing. If I can not walk through the death clouds of Blight here in this forest. Wow, the Blight's gotten really bad in the forest. Where are we at, map-wise? Yeah, we'll swing a bit farther wide here. So I don't know if you've been on the server recently. I assume you probably have. I did update it to release candidate 5. And I definitely noticed... what do I need for campfire? Okay. Oh, nice. Cool. So you're upgrading right now. Very nice. But we had like 3 full days in-game of just like medium rift activity while I was online, like every time I got on. Nope, nope, no wolf. I do not want to fight the wolf. It was just awful because they kept spawning at my house. Like I could, if I tried to go out my front door, I'd basically get jumped. It finally calmed down, like after a while, but it was rough. Alright. Okay, so if we keep going this way, we should be fine. And this blight is definitely getting worse. Yeah, I thought about trying to get a sword before we made this journey here in the game, just in case I had to fight wolves and stuff, but that would have involved having to go out and do a whole bunch of more mining and stuff, and I just want to go get this done here. Alright, how are we looking? Oh good, I have enough small rocks so I can build a campfire when I get there. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Alright. Let's see here. And if you notice, we got cat cam on tonight, folks. She was a bit more active, but now she's snuggled down into her cat hole, as we call it, and is quite content. Alright. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to work on my foraging as we wander through a little bit. There we go. One of the things I do kind of wish is that you could pick up like the raft, because I would absolutely brought like the raft down here to do a better crossing or something. Or if we could like pick it up and move it across the terrain, it'd totally be worth, you know, building like a carriage or something to carry it. So my goal is to try and get across in this area right over here. There's wolves everywhere, man. This forest is like full of wolves this time. I definitely feel like the wolves are becoming a lot more active in the game. I wonder if I can get those blueberries there. Yes, I can get these blueberries without getting into the blight cloud. That's hilarious. Even though the blueberries bush is like technically in the blight cloud. I'm pretty sure they're contaminated though. Yeah, they are. Alright. Okay. How are we looking map-wise here? Yeah, we're doing good. So if we keep on this line, we get where we want to go. Yeah, I saw Leaf was on earlier. I don't know if he's on the server right now. Trying to keep an eye out for more blueberries here. Because what I'll probably do is once I get across the river up here, I'll probably stop and juice the blueberries. Use them as something to drink so I don't have to like break into my water stores just yet. The one thing I haven't noticed is I don't know if there's other like berries you can find in the game. I know there's a decent like spread of different types of mushrooms. Alright, so here's the river / lake we want to cross. Alright. Now the question is there any shallow spots? Yeah, this might be the shallowest spot here. Alright, so what we'll do real quick, I'm just going to mash up... Oh. I'll use that then. Okay. Alright. For some reason I didn't want to use the jar, which is fine, but I'm not trying to ferment the blueberries right now. Oh man, this game. There we go. Now what's interesting though is in this game it skips the whole like making wine out of the berries when you ferment them. They go straight into vinegar. It's interesting. There we go. Let's just drink all that. It'll give us some hydration back. Honestly, it should also get us food and hydration, even though it's blueberry juice. But I'm not going to nitpick those kinds of details. Just gotta keep the character hydrated, though. Trying to save our water and tea and stuff for when we actually need it. That and, you know, leveling up foraging is good for the character. go. And one more. Alright. Cool. That's good enough for now. Alright, put our spear back in our hand here. Now let's just try and get across this river here. There's a deer over there. We're just going to try and cross right here. And the goal is to not get too wet. Alright. How bad is it? Okay, good. Good. I didn't want my pickaxe getting wet. It was the whole point. Because the pickaxe will rust. Alright. That's why I keep bronze tools on my character's belt. Is because while iron tools and steel tools might be more efficient from a work standpoint, I crossed too far north. Dang it. Yeah, and there's no way except to go back across. Okay, well, we're just going to have to go back across. Because I crossed the wrong place. Alright, alright. We make it. Good, it stayed dry. Okay. Good lord. That's why you should check the map before you cross the river. Don't be like me. Check your map. Make sure you're where you actually want to be. Alright. This is where we want to cross, is down here. And the question is, do we have any sort of shallow crossings? I mean, that might be sort of shallow right there. Yeah, let's just go for it. Come on, cross, 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 cross. Looks like something there. Dang it, it got wet. Okay, it didn't rust though. Alright. That's all I cared about. Just didn't want it to rust. Alright. Now, we'll keep on this route and basically follow it past the followers of the Divine Flame. You should hit that road right over there, which is our target. And from then, we're going to have to actually make a raft. I forgot to bring my... I forgot to bring my paddle for the raft. I completely forgot. Well, I mean, we can make a new one. It's not a big deal. So what we'll do is once we get over to the island we have to get to, is we're going to mine a bunch of silver. We're going to mine a whole bunch of extra silver. That's the swamp over there. You don't want to go into that. I mean, you do and you don't. Like, it's got a lot of useful things there. Specifically, it's got the slime there, which is very useful. But also kind of dangerous to harvest. I need to watch out through here because I've seen bears in this area before. Alright. And matter of fact, there's a bear right there. Just as I said. Well, I mean, we need to head this way anyways. Chop up that log. Okay, that rock for a second, I was like, is that rock another bear just laying there? No, that's a rock. Alright. Now the followers of the Divine Flame should be on that ridge somewhere over there, just in one of the little, in like the cave right over there. If I'm right. Yeah, I'm heading almost directly at them. They're basically just over this hill. A little A bit more foraging here. Let's keep leveling up while we can. It's free. We're not going to be through here very often, so not a big deal. What was that over there? That's just... yeah. Contaminated area. I feel like my character's hair is a bit gray. Is that another bear? That is indeed like another bear over there. Starting to feel like I'm playing Vintage Story here with a number of bears. Oh, so, nice, welcome. How's it over there in the Philippines? You all having a good time over there? Everything going well? Come on, up the hill. Up the hill, there we go. And welcome to the stream. Bad Rose Gaming. That's a pretty cool handle. I like it. Encoding overloaded. Okay. I don't know how you're struggling with this game there. Software. Oh, goodness. But yeah, we're trying to get to the coast, so since you're watching from the Philippines, my target is to get to here. And then we gotta build a raft and sail either to this island or this island. Most likely this island, because we need something that's going to have some mining nodes on it. But I figure that will be a good spot to set up. And we're aiming for this little gap right here, because I want to see if there's a workable bridge to cross the river on there. So I don't have to keep trying to ford rivers. Mostly because I don't want my nice steel pickaxe rusting that I just finished for this mission. Also trying to avoid getting mauled by bears and wolves. Because the forest I came through to get to this point, it's just full of wolves tonight. There we are. Let's see here. Oh, see, there's some more. I think those are coyotes over there. Coyotes are fine. I can fight coyotes. Wolves, though. Last time I tried to fight wolves, it went very poorly for me. They took like 0 damage from my spear. But I mean, this isn't a particularly good spear, so. Alright, how are we looking on our alignment? Need to head this way a little bit. Oops. But tell me, Bad Rose, are you familiar with this game? Have you played much Last Plague Blight? I know it's not a super common game. You don't see it like all over the streams and stuff. Let's see here. Any caves over here? Caves. Looking for caves. Nope, no caves. Well, that's saddening. I was hoping I'd find a cave. Caves are good for like iron and other types of resources. But no luck. Alright, let's see here. Heard something. Heard something else trip over some sticks. Could have been a rabbit. The rabbits will sometimes run into the sticks laying around and make noise. Alright. How are we looking? Yeah, I need to head north a bit. kind of got a little far south off the line I was trying to follow there. But yes. I'm also joined tonight. Well, good lord, if I can quit slamming my hand into the cat cam. By the kitty cat. Yeah, that's right. She's having a nice little nap. But I keep waking her up and petting her. Alright. As long as I don't run into a pack of wolves or anything, I should be okay. Well, there's another place where there might be caves around here. Let's take a quick gander, see if there's any caves along this little wall here. Oh, cliff, really. Could be one back there, maybe. Another mossy log. Not useful to me. Nope, not a cave. Unfortunate. Wait, I see a cave, I think. Or is it just a rock outcropping? Let's find out. Let's find out. Are you a cave or are you a rocky outcropping? It's a cave. Here we are. Anything in said cave? We got some iron. Some mushrooms. What's this? Small stones. Anything of value in here? Main thing is I have no idea if there's like enemies in caves. All the considerate in the world. Look, General Efficiency, we can make tin bronze. That looks like a hole in the floor. This cave looks dangerous. You got copper too. And bones. Bones are never a good sign to me. Alright. I'm going to mark this cave on the map. This will be a good place to come back and do some mining. At some point, you know. There's other places closer to my main base that'll be more reasonable. Like that iron would be great right there. So let's just mark that real quick. We're just going to be like this, and we're just going to go cave. There we go. Alright. Let me just go through this forest. We should get to that road I wanted to see. Because generally when you see a road that crosses water like that, it usually has a bridge. Now, last couple of bridges I've seen were absolutely covered in blight. But we're gonna find out. Fish. So much fish. Are you doing fishing in Vintage Story right now, General Efficiency? Or are you wanting me to do a whole bunch of fishing in this game? Because, I mean, my character basically lives off fish. See all the smoked fish in my inventory. Yeah, just go, my fish. You're running from wolves right now? Yeah, that reminds me a lot of what I do in this game right now. And Vintage Story, actually, both, weirdly. Spent a lot of time running from wolves and bears in both games. And for people out there watching, General Efficiency is actually a member of my community on my Discord there, and he plays on my Vintage Stories server that everybody in the community gets access to. And that's what we're actually talking about. Because the other day, he and I actually had a great battle against... I actually went too far north. Yeah. Good lord. He and I had a great battle against a bear that decided it was going to live in front of my house and try to eat my face. It was terrible. I mean, we eventually won. After throwing countless respawns at said bear. And by countless, I mean like 2 or 3 each. You know. We need to go further south. Let's go around the giant Blight cloud area over there. I was actually hoping I'd find more like abandoned huts as a route traveling here. Let's see. Almost walked into that blighted area. So this lovely green clouds on either side of me, there's like blighted zones. Basically, it's some sort of strange fungal infection that's slowly killing everything in the area. It's basically destroyed civilization in the game. I need to go further south. I want to go south around the lake. And we're working with a group of hermits slash druids slash, scholars called the Followers of the Divine Flame to try and come up with like cures and things to try and stop the blight. And so far, they've given us a soup that we can drink that will reduce our contamination level of the blight, though it does health damage. So like, it poisons you and the blight, So, but it gets it out of your system. And then you have to like heal yourself through other means. And they've also given us basically a concoction we can wash our food in to reduce the amount of blight in our food, because that's actually where we get most of our blight, is from the food we eat, because even the food's like contaminated right now. And you can even see that like even these berries will give me like some blight. Same with this sausage, because it's kind of in everything, even though I cooked and salted that sausage to try and cleanse it some. It's a whole problem. That's the reason I actually eat the smoked fish, because they have like the least amount of blight per food value. Can't tell if that's a rock over there or the backside of a bear. I think that's a rock. That's a bear up there, though. That is a bear. Oh, there's iron. That bear is sitting next to iron. I want that iron. If this was vintage story bear, I would fight you for that iron. Right, General Efficiency? Bears don't get between you and iron in vintage story. You fight the bears for that iron. Alright. Here's the south side of that lake. This is an interesting, like, very, like, barren spot here. Can I, like, mine this at all? No? There's a rabbit. I can dig up the sand. I don't know what I'd use the sand for. Now, obviously, this game is still in early access for people who are wondering. And the dev has basically said they're not going to put out too much more of the storyline, because there is actually a whole storyline that they want to have in the game, until they've kind of finished hammering out the last of the mechanics and systems they want in place. And one of the major recent updates was the addition of NPC camps you can encounter and trade with and talk to and stuff. And some are actually hostile bandits and stuff. I've only found one NPC camp so far, and they're kind of useless. I've basically taken all their money, and they don't seem to know how to feed themselves. I occasionally go over there and give them, like, leftover jerky that I've made, and just like, here, please stop starving, And sometimes I'll go around and look for all the arrows they've fired out of their bow and pick up their arrows and give them back to them. Just be like, look, guys, you gotta pick up your arrows after you use them. It's like, this is just the first iteration of NPCs in the game. He plans on making several more adjustments to them to improve their... keep getting turned way too far north. To improve their AI and behavior and stuff. Alright. And today he actually just patched before I started streaming, because he patched a few fixes for a few bugs and things. So the dev's actively working on the game, even though it's a few years old. I mean, even if you just took the storyline stuff out of this, and just told me this is just a survival game, see how long you can go, I'd leave it as a completed game, personally. I guess that's my opinion on this game. It's that good. All right, let's stay on the road, as long as we don't wander in through any blight clouds. I could sprint. Actually, I will do a little sprinting. Oh, there's no... Oh, that's interesting. This river crossing does not have a bridge. It's shallow, though, so that's okay. We can deal with shallow. As long as my pickaxe doesn't get wet and rusty, I'm fine with that. Alright, so how are we doing here? So we've crossed the river. So we can basically just follow the road to where I want to go now. Realistically, what I should probably do at some point is actually move my base. I like my little, like, thrown together, like, collection of, you know, stuff. But, what's that? Are those wolves or are those coyotes? Those look like wolves. They're a bit more gray than, yep, those are wolves. We're going to go off trail. I'm not fighting the wolves. But at some point, I should probably move my base to somewhere a little better. But there is a reason I left it on the edge of the map, basically. For people who are curious. Essentially, once I complete what there is of the storyline in the game, and there's no further work for me to kind of do, I'm going to move off the map. Because you can actually... So, like, this is the map. My base is up here. And my little thing is, I haven't done anything down here. Like, this is as far south as I've been over here, basically. But you can actually leave the map. Like, over here in this area. Or even up here. Or wherever. And it'll basically keep generating new chunks of terrain for you to explore. Apparently there's some limitations with that. Like, apparently it won't generate, like, rivers and things of that nature for you. But you can go out there and basically the Blight doesn't make these blighted areas out there. So that may be, like, the end of the series is after I finish the storyline. We'll move out into the wilderness and build a proper place outside of the influence of the Blight, basically. And that'll be kind of how we end the series, I think. Now, you will find NPC camps out there, because that was something the dev apparently did make sure got added into the random generation code for the random chunks outside the map, is that it will still spawn NPC camps out there. I was reading that. At some point, I will get a bow. I will hunt deer in this game. That's something else the dev's working on. Like, bow crafting isn't in the game yet, but you can find them. If you find, like, you know, an abandoned building or something, or you can also buy them from the NPCs, technically. Alright, how are we looking? We're getting close. Alright. I'm a little worried about how near this town I am. It might be a heavily blighted area. Uh-oh, where are you going, Helios? Where are you going? You going away, Helia? You leaving me? Or are you just getting more comfortable? You can settle down. Yeah. You've hit the camera, though. There you go. Cat cam. Alright. Okay, so it's not too bad right here. Just gotta keep my eye out for wolves. I like this forested biome. Yeah, we still haven't found any ocean tiles on the server, have we? Or any ocean biomes? on the Vintage Story server have we there, General Efficiency? I keep getting turned north. Oh, what you up to over there, dear? My wife's sitting at her computer next to me, doing something, but I'm not sure what. Nope, yeah, no oceans. I didn't think so. Alright, how we looking, how we looking? We're pretty close to where I want to be. Matter of fact, this inlet right here might actually work really well for a little base camp. Yeah, I think we might set up like right here. Let me check my map. Where are we at? So we ended up here, so we're going to delete that. Do this. There we go. That way I know that my camp is here. And now we're going to build a campfire. Just because we need to have a campfire. I mean, we don't need to, but... There we go. Alright, and we're also going to grab some of these long sticks. Some regular sticks. Some twigs. Some more dogbane. A couple more long sticks here. Some more dogbane. Alright, and we're going to build a smoking rack over our campfire. I'm going to need some more sticks. There we go. Oh, hello. That's a larger bear than what I'm used to. Let me put this back in my offhand. What kind of bear is that? Are you just like a brown bear? What are you? Seems confused. Yeah, it's just called a brown bear, so... I don't know if it's supposed to be a grizzly or what. Grab some more dogbane. It's a long stick. Grab some regular sticks here. I'll just grab some long sticks here. Because I can use these long sticks anyways to make regular sticks. There we go. Alright. So there is method for my madness here, folks. So basically we're going to set up the smoking rack. There we go. Let's make some more rope. Make a few more sticks. So, we're going to make the smoking rack, that way we can cook food, and we're going to use this clay jar to boil water for water purposes. There we go. Now we can finish that. But this will basically give us a way to replenish our food supplies and whatnot. As well as the fire will also keep things like the bears and stuff out of our camp. For the most part. I'm going to need a ton of this dogbane, though. I really don't want to fight that bear. I do not know how tough the... Might have to go somewhere else for my dog vein, since that bear's kind of close by. Let's get this done. The other thing I meant to do, I did not do, was get myself some more sleeping stuff. I meant to bring like a sleeping bag down here. Okay, so the bear's right there. Let's go and make up the rope. No, I just need 6. Okay. Let's just do like 3 of those. That should give me enough sticks to make the fish trap, because that's the other thing I want. I want the fish trap, because we're going to use that to get more food. Alright, there we go. Wait, I need to be in here. Fish trap. Okay, let's go place this. Alright. One problem here. Here we go. We can put the fish trap like right here. There we go. Alright. There's basically unlimited food for us. Alright. Spear can go here. Stick can go here. And this small tree is our next victim. Come here, small tree. Because we're going to need some logs anyways to make our raft. There we go. We need these pine boughs as well. Or pine branches if you prefer. Chop this up real quick. Oh, good. We leveled up our endurance, which will increase our stamina usage. Or, well, it decreases how much stamina we use in one go. It doesn't increase your stamina amount. It just makes you more efficient about it. There we go. Cool. Let's come over here. Let's throw our scrap wood in here. Throw kindling in there. 1, 2. Hold on. Let's do that. Let's go back into crafting here real quick. Do that. And let's do that. And 1 more of those. There we go. Let's get this fire going here. Alright, we'll throw the sticks in there. Throw the empty pine cone in there for fun. The extra piece of wood. Anything else? That should be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and light this thing up. Because we also need to get our water situation sorted out really quick here. There we go, and I'll throw these pine boughs I just realized were still in my hand in there. There we go. We're going to take this guy in our offhand, put that back on our belt for a moment. We're going to get out our thing here. Nope, we're just going to do this. We're just going to crush up all these berries and get that all done. There we go. Get all these berries out of our inventory and turn them into some lovely berry juice that we're going to drink. There we go. Yeah. You settling in there, Helia? That's Healy the cat, by the way, for those who are curious about Cat Kim. She's a sweetheart. Oh, I just realized that was a super chat that you just did there. General Efficiency? That's like my first ever super chat, man. Wonder why it didn't show up on my thing here. That's super weird. Hold on. I'm going to have to check my settings. What's going on here? And show activities. Yep. Yep. Show the user's platform. Yep. Show that. Cool. There we go. Oh, you just realized I can do that. Yeah, like I don't like advertise that I have super chats, but I appreciate them. I mean, obviously, I am doing this whole YouTube thing trying to get paid. I mean, because who isn't these days trying to make money? But I want to appreciate that. Thank you, dude. That's super cool. Like, you're my first ever super chatter. So thank you so much, man. Alright. That tells me I'm going to have to get a better chat integration over here, because I got this whole, like, dual chat thing going on. And it did not show up in my dual chat, but it showed up when I went... Because I occasionally flip over and go and check, like, my my YouTube stats and stuff on YouTube itself, just to make sure it's coming through well. So I'm going to have to work on that. And welcome to the stream there, Thalan over there on Twitch. Hope you're having a good day. We just got over here to our little camp setup where we're going to build a raft to go and paddle over to the fish, or to the silver mine, hopefully, and see about getting that silver we need for this step of the quest line. I'm just refilling my character's water and stuff here, and I just realized how badly my character is on the Blight right now, after eating those terrible sausages I've got. Alright, that's chamomile tea, butter mushroom soup. Let's fill up my clay bowl with like 50 milliliters should be enough. We don't want to lose too much health. There we go. Yep. Alright. Sort all that. Much better. Actually, I don't want these. So let me fix that here real quick. Alright, let's go ahead and start working on our raft. So, transportation. So we need thin trunks, long sticks, and rope. Water is too shallow. There we go. We're going to do that. Yeah, just transfer what we can. Now I can sort this the way I want to do. Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to need some more long sticks. We're going to need some thin trunks. And you get that from these... Oh, I just saw an abandoned building back there. I just realized there's an abandoned shed back there. Fantastic. Alright. And I need to pick up thin trunk, not chop it, because we gotta add like 5 thin trunks to this thing here. Yep. There we go. Alright. Now what I will do real quick, I'm gonna chop this guy up. Because we're gonna get a little more firewood for the campfire. Alright, there we go. Add fuel. There we go. That's a happier looking campfire. Because I messed up my chopping of the wood. There we go. Now we got it. Alright, let's drink some water. Top our water off nicely. Because I just drank like 300 milliliters of water. There we go. Add that all in there. Nice. Let's see here. No, that's not what I wanted. Actually, we could check in here. Construction. No. No, there's that oleander. Slime oil infused with oleander. Okay. What is it for, though? Interesting. I'm like, okay. You make things that I have no idea what they're for. Alright, tools. I'm just seeing if I can make like an improvised bedroll. I do need... Oh, you need nails for this? Dang it. Okay, well I can get nails. Alright, alright. That's fine. That's fine. Alright. So not that. So let's go into build. Storage, miscellaneous. So let's lean-to. I don't really want to lean-to. Nope. Seeing if I can build like a bed. There's the raft I'm working on. No. Alright, well, I guess we need to get all this done in one go then. Alright, so what we'll do is we're going to head over here, grab some more dog bane, because I need some more dog bane anyways. Alright, so let's grab that. These long branches. We're going to go over to that house. That's all I wanted. There we go. Let's put the axe away before I end up hurting myself with it. I'm going to grab this ginseng actually as well. Since sleeping's kind of a mild problem right now, we're going to have to come up with a way to keep our energy up. Long stick, dog bane. Because what I think I might do is I might also throw down a lean-to. Even though I don't have like a sleeping bag. Oh, we got some firewood over here. Okay. Ooh. We got all kinds of good stuff in here. We got a clay jar. Got some iron-tipped arrows. Got a glass jar. Glass jar. Anything else on the old shelf? Doesn't look like it. Alright, so we're going to put these arrows in here. I'm going to put this clay jar in here because that's just free loot. And this is why I brought the hammer with me. So we're going to take this chair apart. Alright, so we got some leather, which we'll take. More importantly, I want these nails. Nice. Nails acquired. Alright, there's that. There's that. There's some planks. Now, let's see here. To make that paddle, I just need a long plank now. Keep doing that. Okay. Let's take apart this old wooden shelf and see if we get any long planks here. Oh man, that like exploded everywhere. I mean, so many nails. I'm taking all these nails up. These are all my nails now. Oh my god, look at all these nails out here. I'm rich. So much iron and nails. Alright, but the main reason I did that is I wanted this long plank. Alright. Oh, there's some more nails right there. They landed on the chair. Alright, can I make the thing yet? Yes, I can. I can make the wooden paddle, finally. There we go. Alright. Man, we got all kinds of stuff. Like, let's see how much of this we can carry here. Can I carry the short planks at least? What about my hammer? Can I make a spot for the hammer? Actually, what am I doing? That'll let me get the long plank. There we go. There we go. Oh, my hammer's... No, the rain. The rain. Not the rain. Not the rain. No. Alright. Alright, let's see here. Hammer. Can I put you in here? No. Okay. Dang it. I mean, I can at least place this down. Place. Let's see if it fills up with any water. The rain. The one thing I didn't want. Okay, well, we got all the long sticks done now. There we go. Let's get a rope at least going. Rope? Where you at, rope? There's my rope. This rain. Cause see now you can see all my stuff is wet, and like my pickaxe is rusting, my hammer's rusting. Interestingly enough, the nails don't care. Okay, so there's all that. Now we just gotta get these here. Oh, hold on. Give me a second, folks. I gotta go deal with a quick thing over on Vintage Story. We're really quick. Give me just one moment. Yeah, I saw the message from Leaf. That's what I'm going and handling real quick. What I really need to do is give my lovely wife moderation access to the server so she can handle some of that for me. So give me just a moment there, folks. I'm going to see if my computer can handle me running both Vintage Story and Blight at the same time. Alright. But everyone else having a lovely day out there? I hope you all are. I am. It's been a pretty good day for me. You know, got some work done at my day job. And felt mildly productive. Trained both one of our new hires and my former boss on something. And saved one of my coworkers from my former boss, who was about to get onto him for some nonsense that wasn't really a problem, but everybody knows how players can be. All right, let's see here. Let me get this done really quick. Slash player. Okay, cool. All right. There we go. All right, sorry about that, folks. Cool. All right, we're back. I'll just hop down the street here, like I was working on, but I was just adding a new player to my community server. So, let's see, one other thing I need to go do real quick. There we go. Did it actually add her to the right tier? Roles? Okay, good. Okay, it did. Good. The new player was joining my server, and my Discord has to be monitored. Sometimes it adds people to the right tiers, sometimes it doesn't. I was having to check all that. This rain is very unfortunate in this game, though. So just remember, folks, if you want to join my Vintage Story Discord or community and all that, just join my Discord and we'll get you added to the server. Or heck, if you're friends with someone who's already on the server, just have them ask. So that's actually what just happened there. One of my community members was like, "Oh hey, my friend just got the game. Can they join the server?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" You know. Now again, that's for my free server. Paid servers, obviously, have to be a paying member of the Patreon or YouTube member or something like that. Oh, not enough space. Okay, well, we gotta go empty out some space. Hold on. Come here. Let's see here. Throw all that in there. There we go. Yeah, join the server, hang out with people like, Journal Efficiency or Leaf. Leaf's super awesome as well. Of course, my wife and son are both on there as well. There we go. We all like to hang out in there. Put that back down. Alright. Nice. Let's grab this thin trunk now that we have enough inventory space to actually move this thing. I don't get nearly as many fish in my fish trap here in the lake. I just need 2 more. I keep hitting escape to get out of that. Right, that's a small tree. Young tree, there we go. So basically, these young trees are the only ones that give you the proper size trunks for this. It's the whole thing. There we go. Let's grab that one, and we're going to knock this one down. And I'll just go ahead and get these trees handled. That way the raft is built. All right, put the axe away. Oh, come back here. I want the trunk. There we go. You can also only carry one at a time. This is where something like the cart would be interesting to have and helpful. Alright, there we go. Add that. Every time. I hit escape. Every time. That's a habit I gotta break with this game. Alright. Cool. The other thing I need to do is do something with all that wood I picked up. Add from that. And we're going to build this thing up really quick. Now the good news is, with this being a lake, hopefully my raft won't drift away like it did on the river. There we go. Oh, good. Yep, it's sitting nice and still. Perfect. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start a stockpile for these short planks right here. Get them out of my inventory. And start a stockpile for these guys right here. Get those out of my inventory. There. Alright. Save some space. Do that. How badly? It's only 2% rusted. 2% rusted's okay. Alright, the other thing I was going to do really quick, besides get some more pine branches and stuff, is I was going to build a lean-to really quick. That's not what I wanted. Alright, grab that stick, grab that stick, grab dog bane, grab that stick. I think I need a couple more long sticks too. And I'm also going to want this firewood, so I'm just going to grab it real quick. There we go. I'm going to go throw the firewood in the fire there. Keep our fire going. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make some energy tea. Basically some tea to restore my character's energy. Because I suspect that I'm not going to be able to sleep here tonight. And that's going to be a mild problem. There we go. Okay, now build. I want lean-to. Lean-to, yes. We're going to put that lean-to, like, right here, I think. Add from inventory, good. So I need one more long stick, a bunch more regular sticks, some more rope, and 2 more pine boughs. Okay. Well, there's rope. Rope. Alright. Long stick right there. Look at you. Hiding out from me. Perfect. I just need some regular sticks and some pine boughs. There's lots of ways to get regular sticks here. Like, probably what I'll do is just grab some of these here and just break them up, because that's going to be a quick way to get a bunch. Now, the main thing is going to be the pine boughs, which we're going to get those by cutting down bush. Get out my axe here real quick. Let's find a nice little bush for us to chop up. Little bush, little bush. Looking for a bush that I can actually cut. Really? Should be one around here somewhere. I've seen several, like, bush-like things. This one will work. Let's try not to go too far into the forest, especially since we've had that bear hanging around. He seems to have moved on, thankfully. There we go. Stick. Not the small tree. There we go. And pine bough. Yep, there's a different bear. That's a black bear. I can find a black bear. I've fought those before. Alright, let's add from inventory. So I need the rope. Rope. That should actually be enough. Almost. That's a little more than I need, but it'll be fine. So there's rope. And then we'll do a bunch of these sticks. And that should be the last of what I need to build this little lean-to. Get us covered for that. And then we'll make that tea I was talking about. Don't want my character passing out in the middle of mining and stuff. Alright. There we go. Cool. Done. Add. Build. This will give us a place, hopefully, to sleep. I don't know. We might still need, like, a bedroll for it. Which, if we need a bedroll, then I don't know what we're going to do. Because I left my bedroll at home. So, yeah, even though I know it looks like my backpack has a bedroll on it. That looks like we can't actually see further. That's fine. I wasn't expecting to. Alright, let me grab this. I'm going to go refill this with water here. Fill. Let's see, now we're getting some fish in there. Beautiful. Alright, let's come over here. We're going to put this in here. We're going to boil that off. Why no boil? Okay. What? I wonder why it's not letting me boil that. Boil. Okay. Very confused. Alright. Let's just, let's just see what happens here. Can I just go ahead and craft this into tea? I mean, I'm not complaining. It's just going to let me go ahead and start. Yeah, no, see, that's not working. Alright. Alright. I guess we need to empty this out. Hold on. Alright. Empty. There we go. Because it was partially potable water, it wouldn't let me boil it. That's something this dev's going to need to fix. See, now it'll let me boil it. Alright. Much confusion was had by all. I'm going to grab one of these logs here, add that to the fire. Yep, not enough. So basically, I'm just trying to see how much fuel I can add into the fire here. Okay. Hello, bear. Stay out of my house. Well, campsite. Watching you, bear. I'll turn you into sausage and jerky. Alright, come on. I got coyotes or wolves over there. Man, it's taking a while to cook this, to boil this water up. All to make some tea. And what we'll do is we'll fill up these covered glass bottles here with our tea. That way I can carry it with me. I don't need these. I'm just gonna throw these down like somewhere. Here, just like right here. There we go. That way they're out of my inventory. Beautiful. Alright. You're about done? 1 minute. Okay. So the ginseng is used in lots of things. It's used to make the mushroom soup for treating the blight. It's also used to make ginseng tea. There we go. Which is what we're looking at right here. Which gives us basically energy back. Very good stuff. Especially when paired up with like the chamomile tea, which heals you. As a matter of fact, what I should do real quick. That spotted mushroom. Where's my chamomile? Nope, come on. Put it up here temporarily. That's something else we're going to have to work on. Is the menu. There we go. Put that back down here. Drink all that. There we go. Because that'll get me some healing going. Fix up where I lost some health due to the spotted mushroom soup earlier. Well, that's not a particularly potent chamomile tea. I'll have to work on that. Okay. And for you, we're going to fill these covered glass bottles. Yep, transfer. And you, we're just going to drink all of. There we go. And now, not only are we healing up, but we're also regaining some of that energy. Alright, let's grab our paddle. Sort all that out. There we go. Let's get onto our raft and head over to the island. Nope, stop pushing it. Just get on the raft, man. There we go. There we go. Alright. Let's see here. Where are we heading? So we kind of need to head... So we kind of need to head a little further south. That's alright. Alright. The raft controls very interestingly. That deer just standing out here in the middle of the lake is kind of weird. Drowning itself, I guess. I don't know. It's very strange. Because basically we need to get over to here. Because that's where it's got like the most like rocky outcropping looking rocks and stuff. I don't think we're going to find anything on this other small island. We are netting some energy, though, from the chamomile tea, technically. I mean, from the ginseng tea. It was technically gaining us energy faster than we were losing it to the chamomile. Trout. Here, we'll go look at this little island over here. I don't expect to see anything of interest on it. There's a bear on this island. So we're not going to stop there. Not dealing with the bear. There we are. So, I'm trying to think here. So I guess we'll just head for this little area up here. It's interesting that this is called sea, but it's treated like lake water. I do hope they add more like vehicles to the game, because currently there's only the raft, and then there is a cart you can make for hauling large items like tree logs and stuff. I don't like the fact that our raft is going slightly underwater. Anyone else noticing that? I'm not liking that. That worries me. And we're only like halfway there. Let's go this way a little bit. Try and take a little more direct route. Maybe a little bit more for the north end of that. Yeah, that's a little better. Alright, let's see if this gets us there a little sooner so we can get dealing with these weird waves. Alright. At least this seems to be leveling up our endurance, though. We're gonna have to level up our mining some more. And our hunting, it looks like. Survivalist is good. How are we doing? Yeah, we're getting there. A little further of a rafting trip than I thought, but I shouldn't be surprised. It's pretty far on the map, even. Alright. Zoom out a little bit. I do kind of wish I could change the camera angle just a little bit. Like, I can zoom in and out. Yep, looks like I lost connection on my chat to the YouTubes. Give it just a second. The YouTube chat will come back online here in a second for my dual integration on the chats. It's apparently some sort of issue with the YouTube API for the chat stuff. This is what I was reading online from the company that makes this integrated chat tool. All right. Oh, God. There's wolves right there. But there's also like a cabin I want. You're wolves, aren't you? Yep, those wolves. I want those wolves to go away. Go away, wolves. I want this cabin. You're gonna chase that rabbit. Eat the rabbit. That's fine. They can have the rabbit. Wait, are they both eating a rabbit? Did they both get a rabbit? Huh. Alright, well, we're just going to pull up over here. Because I kind of want to get into this cabin here. Get my spear out here. Sort that real quick. As long as they don't bother me, that's fine. Ooh, we get another steel pick. I'll take that. Some more iron arrows, too. I'll take that, too. I don't really need the iron arrow in my inventory. Or in my hand. Alright. I kind of wonder if that steel pick is like a guaranteed spawn on this island, just in case you need it for the storyline. Alright. Let's head on down to this kind of rocky area and see if we can't find the silver ore we're looking for. Should have known this island would be a little dangerous with wolves and stuff on it. And I have no idea what the silver nodes are going to look like. I've never mined silver before in this game. So, this is actually my furthest along I've ever gotten in the storyline. What I probably should have done is been prepared to light my torch. That might have been smart. That's a regular rock. Probably going to be wanting to look for rocky outcroppings. So probably want to head up in this way. Let's jog a little bit. There's also a cave right there. The cave might have silver. That cave also has blight at the entrance. Don't like that. That's sandstone up there. Alright. Let's see here. I'm going to say, like, cave? We're going to try and sneak into this cave real quick. Okay, we've made it in. Considerite. Iron. Mushrooms. Regular. Silver. Yes. We have silver. Okay. Now I need to bring 5 pieces of silver ore to our hermit friends. But I'm going to grab extra because we're going to want some for ourselves. Just because, you know, gotta have silver. Alright. This is where I really probably needed the, like, you know, torch for. I didn't see where any silver fell. Alright, that's alright. We'll find it. Do I even have the stuff on me to make, like, a fire? No. I mean, I could light one, yes, but I can't light my torch, unfortunately. For the sake of eating brick here, can I even light this? Put this in my offhand? I can't. Yeah, no, see, because I don't have a campfire here. So there's a small stone. Nothing? There's some iron ore. I'll take that. Really, no silver ore yet. I hear a wolf. Small stone, small stone. So what I'm thinking... Let's see here, any more small stones I can grab real quick? How many small stones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me grab a few more stones. So we're going to build a little fire. We're going to light this torch. That way I can actually see in the cave. Make this a little better. Lots of silver in here. This is good. What's that? Beige mushroom. And an iron ore too. Nice, I'll take that. And another large stone. Alright, cool. So we have multiple silver rocks in here, in case the first one does not give us enough silver to be comfortable. So what I'm going to do is step outside just briefly. Also, why am I using the bad pick? I just realized that. No wonder I was having problems. Alright, so one of the things we're going to do is we're going to quickly just duck out here real quick. We're going to build campfire. Alright, well, first things first, I have to make some more small stones. There we go. I do not like the bear. Go away, bear. Alright, so we're going to build a little fire. Just so if nothing else, I can like... What's this? Oh, that's sandstone. I don't care about sandstone. I don't want sandstone. Okay, good. Bear's moving on. Perfect. Alright, we're going to cut this small tree down. And we're going to get this campfire lit. That way we've got a source of fire, and we can light our torch, so we can actually see in said cave. Come on, pick all that up, please. Alright, let's chop this tree up real quick. Like, I'm not going to set up a whole little camp here. I'm just going to get a fire going so we can actually light our torch and see to make getting the silver even possible. Alright. Log. Log. There we go. Add the fuel. Alright. Now, crafting, we need this. There we go. Cool. So that and that. And we'll just throw those in there too. Yep. Just all the wood. Light her up. That bear is stuck on the mountain over there. I can just see his little butt sticking out there as he's trying to walk into the mountain. There we go. Cool. Throw all that in there. Nice. Sort all that. Put this back on the belt. Grab this. Where's my torch? There's my torch. Sort it one more time. Nice. Just add that to the fire. Beautiful. And we're going to ignite our torch. Perfect. Alright, see now we can see in the cave. So we got small stone there, iron rich rock there, another iron ore, look at that. See, I completely didn't see that iron ore. Alright, and now we also got our good torch too, or our good pick. There we go, I'm going to zoom out just so we're not listening to that loud clanging repeatedly. Oh yeah, look at how much faster mining's going now. There we go. Alright, so we got silver ore, silver ore, silver ore. I don't honestly care about the small stones. Alright, so we got 3 of our 5. I may also grab some of this regular before we head back as well, since we're going to be here in a cave that has it anyways. Let's go ahead and mine this silver ore just to get that done. Oh man, having a lit torch in this cave is so much better. I just wish we could have so if we could have a lantern attached to our backpack, like in the game Outward, that would be fantastic. That'd be superb. I would grind all the resources for this. All the resources. And if I could have like a flint and steel lighter instead of well, I actually do have a flint and steel. That's what I use my pick for, so that should totally be capable of lighting like a little lantern or something. We can make candles. We should be able to make lanterns. There we go. Pick that up. All right, so silver ore, silver ore, silver ore. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna mine this one real quick, just because this is the only place you can get silver ores on this island, and since we're gonna want some for some of the late game crafting type stuff, we're gonna want some extra than just what we have to give the guy. Oh, good, we even leveled up our mining. Beautiful. And then I'm probably gonna fill the rest up with iron since we're here in an iron-rich area, anyways. Then when we get back home, we'll have to do some hunting to refill my torch so I can actually use my torch. It does tell me, though, that I should set up like a little campfire like that outside of every mine, every cave, just so I can actually light my torches, since you can't direct light them apparently. Come on, you can break it. There you go. All right, wow, that's a whole bunch of stuff piled all together there. Silver ore, silver ore. There we go. All right, that looks pretty good. How are we doing? So we've got what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 silver ore. Yeah, that should be enough for something. Grab this iron. I mean, that's still pretty good. I'm just deciding if I want any of that regular that's in the walls here. Also exploring a little bit while we have the opportunity. There's just nothing back here. Okay. Right. No, that's just a rough spot. Yeah, just nothing back here. You can almost build a home in this cave. Something I've never tried doing in this game. Living in a cave. What about over here? Anything over here? Nope, that's just a dead end as well. Lots more iron, if we wanted it. Which, I mean, the iron's good. And it serves a purpose. It's how you get, like, steel tools and stuff. But it's not the end of the world. Considerite. 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 Brown cap mushrooms. I'll take the tin, just because it's here. And we'll take the iron, because it's here. We are getting a little heavy. So let's do... So let's grab one of these regular deposits here. And if I'm pronouncing that wrong, please do tell me. There we go. Zoom out a little bit so we don't have to listen to the loud clang repeatedly. A Realgar. I'm sorry how you pronounce that. There we go. Grab the torch. Oh yeah. Realgar. Realgar. Alright. Well, this cave is basically out of value. Alright. I mean, we could mine some more, like, Realgar, but I can get that closer to home. Same with, like, the iron. We can mine more iron, but again, we can get that closer to home. Same with the tin as well, but I'll grab, like, the loose bits, just because I can. There you go. And also, I don't really like being this close to, like, a heavily blighted area. Alright, there we go. I will, actually, while I'm sitting here thinking about this, put that back in here and grab my spear, just so I have something more weapon-like. There we go. Alright, so if we just head back up this way... Gonna get up here, go find our raft, and start heading home. Oh, there's a clove. Okay, the clove I want. Requires a shovel to dig up. Can I even use my shovel one-handed? Clove buds. Huh. First time seeing a clove. Oh, let me do this real quick. Can I, like, plant this? Doesn't say. I actually don't need that. What am I doing? So I don't need all these small stones, really. There we go. That's better. Better. Okay. I'm gonna have to see if I can plant that clove when we get back home. That's a bear. Almost ran into that bear in the dark. That would have been real bad. Okay. How close am I to my raft? We're almost to the raft. I just want to get to the raft. Raft is safe. Raft takes us home. Matter of fact, what I will do, go ahead and do that, get the paddle out. That we can just hop on and run. There we go. Pilot, please. There we go. Freedom. We escaped Wolf and Bear Silver Island. That's what we're going to call that from now on. Alright. So now, we just got to head back to our camp. But actually, I think it will take a moment. And... Can I drink this? No. Oh, I can't because I'm using my thing. Okay. Nope. Pilot that, please. Alright. Back to camp first. Then we'll see about drinking some tea. Alright. Well, we have succeeded in getting the silver, folks. It's pretty good. Now we just gotta get back to our little camp on shore there. And see if we can't drop this off with Elric. And see what he comes up with. for the silver. I mean, I know part of what he's gonna come up with. He's gonna be like, you can grind it to a powder and put it in stuff and do alchemy science with it to help fight the blight. Now, what exactly we're gonna get from that, I don't know though. Like, but that's the general gist. It'll take him a few days of research to get us that information. And I can't remember if this is kind of the last of the storyline that's in here or not. I don't know. But I know it's not super long from what's in the game currently. Now, I do know eventually I think he plans to have some way for you to like stop the blight, or at least effectively stop the blight, because there's like towns and stuff that have been blighted, and there's loot in the towns. Like right now, if you don't mind going and like poisoning yourself to death with blight, you can go into the towns. The what gist? Are you asking what the gist of the game? I was just going over storyline wise. Yes, basically we're gonna use silver and gemstones and grind them up and do weird alchemy science magic to fight the blight. That's the gist of the game. And basically, I've just gotten the next uh, stuff that the crazed hermits that live in the cave that want to fight the blight needed, which is silver ore. They're going to tell me you can grind it to silver powder and then use it to do alchemy stuff to help fight the blight. I just don't know what the stuff they're going to tell me is yet. Their general efficiency. That's what I was going over. Right now, we're just trying to get home and back to shore before I pass out for lack of energy. Would rather not drown out here in the ocean. Was Leaf's girlfriend able to get onto the server just fine? By the way? I know you're starting to get tired there, bud. Yeah, that's a wolf. That wolf can have that island. That's his island. There you go. Head more north again. We're back on track now. Yes, we're back on track for my silver mine camp, where we'll leave this lovely raft and ore. The ore can live there. Ooh, my fire's still lit. No, doesn't look like my fire's still lit. At least if it is, I can't see it. Now that's a lot of blight over there. Look at all that blight. That's probably that town. Yeah, that's that town over there. So like if we zoom in a little bit, you can see that's where the town is probably. And that's how far out from the town the blight like extends. Like if it was during the day, you might even be able to see the buildings in there. And we're getting close to shore. Now, my little camp should be like right up here somewhere. Map-wise, where are we at? I'm way off target. Maybe there's a nice amount of clay here if we needed clay. But we're pretty full up anyways. Alright. Okay, so my camp should be like right over here, maybe? This is what happens when the fire goes up. Nope, the fire is still on. I was just too far away to see it. Also, the angle the camera's at right now is making it really hard. There we go. Escape. Alright. Nope, but I can drop it, though. I'm just going to drop this right here. There we go. Grab all that. Actually, I'll do this. There we go. Let's drink all of that. There we go. Hydration settled. Eat the fish. Eat some more fish. Just top off all of our meters here real quick. And we'll actually grab a little bit more fish for the road. Since I have that lovely fish trap over here. And the cool thing is we found some cool loot, like these glass jars and stuff. There we go. Actually, do I really even want to smoke any more fish? That's the question. Let's see here. How's my campfire looking here? Still got 4 hours of time. So what I'll do... I'm just going to cut this tree down. We'll load up the campfire a little bit. And then we'll probably have to call it there, actually. We'll have to make the journey back to home probably in the next stream here, I think. Because it's getting kind of late, and I do, unfortunately, have work in the morning. And my boss likes me to be awake at my job, apparently. I'm supposed to, like, do things and stuff or something. I don't know. I'm a government employee. We're not actually supposed to do work, I thought, but, you know. There we go. Alright. Nice. Very nice. Oh, by the way, general efficiency. You never answered my question the other day. Do you ever stream at all? Alright. This way. Like, I could try to get back, but that's going to be a long walk. Alright, so I think we're going to stop there. Yeah, you do, but not lately. Fair enough. Alright, well, I think we're going to call it there. We'll talk more about what I was thinking later, their journal efficiency. But we're going to head out. There's a fire pit over there. Alright, so I know I put that fire pit there. So there must be a survivor camp on that island. Oh. Oh. Okay, we might have to explore that later. Like, that's the Divine Flame, folks. That's the survivor camp I knew about. That's the one I built. And this is one I built. And this is one I built. So this must be another survivor camp. Huh. Well, I'll add that to the next thing, to something else to go look at on the next stream of this game. But thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed their time. I'm going to head out because I need to go get some sleep before I have to go to work in the morning. And I hope you all have a great one. And we'll catch you all in the next stream. So, see y'all later.